Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 112 of the Realm Recap. I am Jason from Yakface.com, joined after a long hiatus by Flyguy from Flyguy.net.
Good evening, Jason. Good evening, interwebs. It's been a while, but then it's been worth waiting for a little while. So.
Right. It's kind of the summer slow months, and now we're getting close to San Diego Comic-Con next week. This weekend is D23. It's about to ramp up here pretty hard and heavy, so we figured we'd do one big show here before all of the goodies get released and revealed at San Diego Comic-Con. So I figure as good a time as any to get some of this stuff.
Sure.
Talk about it a little bit. Couple weeks worth of goodies that have popped up here and there that form one complete show.
It's true.
So we'll start off as we usually do. We'll talk about some Hasbro stuff and get into some of the higher end things and Lego and Funko, all that goodies. But starting off with Hasbro, there's been a lot of people finding Wave 2 of the 40th anniversary collection finally now at Target. For a couple weeks there, well, even longer. I mean, these figures came out back in April. Wave 2 was nowhere to be seen at Target. But now,
yep,
I think they're pretty much making the rounds everywhere. We saw some of those pictures by social media of cases in distribution centers waiting to be distributed, broken up and distributed to different Targets. But they're finally showing up around the country. So I've had pretty good luck.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think everybody globally, although the UK seems to be one country that I haven't heard much from.
Yep.
At all. I don't think they've seen much of these, but yeah, we've seen them here, so you've seen them, and they've been pretty much across the States, Canada too. So
yeah,
seems to have been reasonably fair, but very popular, and then obviously scalped very quickly. So
yeah, they've a lot of people have found partial assortments. They've never really found the entire wave of the figures there. They'll find a Jawa and a Death Squad Commander here and there.
Yeah.
It's been kind of hit and miss. I think one week I found a Jawa and a Death Squad Commander, and then a couple days later I'll find a Chewbacca and Stormtrooper, like we just showed on the screen. I found those today. I've been pretty lucky finding those at Walmart, so I've been just picking them up for friends and helping other people complete their collections. So it's been pretty decent around here. So
I think it's been pretty fair. It's a very popular line. So
yep,
selling quick.
Yeah, even the figures like the Jawa and the Death Squad Commander that are going to be carried forward later, they're still moving relatively quickly. The hard ones that seem to be out there, at least that can't be found, Chewbacca, Stormtrooper, C-3PO, Tusken Raider, they either just fly off the shelf or they're just not making it to, the stores in high volume, I would say.
Well, it just shows you the power of the repack. I mean, there's two of those Death Squad Commanders and the Jawas in a cake. And as I was saying this morning, I just found 6 Death Squad Commanders and Jawas sitting. It's just, people are just, I don't know. It's weird because it's a brand new figure. The other two, 3PO, Stormtrooper, and Chewie, have all been repacked at one point. So it's all about that card. It's all about getting that quality of the carded figure. And
yeah. And even that Tusken, been a few Tuskens. He's been in that red box already, along with Qui-Gon and Lando Wave. So popular figures.
We haven't seen the last of these yet. But yeah, they're taking the time.
Got a couple solid weeks of trying to find those at retail before they're dried up. Let's see. Earlier this week, there was word that the Toys R Us exclusive Gris, which is exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con initially, and then it'll be available online here in the U.S. Through ToysRUs.com on the 20th of July. That's funny. It's started popping up at retail everywhere but the United States.
It's true.
It's like Hong Kong, Philippines, Canada, Australia. You reported earlier tonight.
Yep. So, well, I guess you guys are probably getting the most stock, so it makes sense to hold it back a little bit.
Right.
That price tag, $39.99. Is that wrong?
In Canada, that's the price.
Yeah, that's of course. Okay, so
it's yes. 25 in the US.
Yeah, it's pricey the rest of the places, but good old Toys R Us.
Yeah.
What?
Okay. It's not bad. And that'll be available online here in the US, like I said, from the 20th to the 23rd, I think that was. And then you won't be able to get it anymore, apparently, until it hits retail stores, brick and mortar stores this fall in the US, like I said.
Wow. So it's coming back here as a re-release?
Well, it's kind of like they did with the what was it? It was the Snowtrooper Commander. Is that right?
Yeah. The orange Poldum. That was exactly the same as a Snowtrooper.
Yeah, they released it online first, and then it came back later at retail after Force Friday. So it's the same kind of plan.
Club the pegs a little. Made you say that the Commander seems to be one that's going from the pegs as far as I'm seeing. Mm-hmm. It's just the regular Snowtrooper that's clogging things up. So.
Right.
It's a good figure, and I think we both talked about before, he's incredibly well painted, this figure. Hasbro have said before, design director Steve had mentioned that the amount of passes that figure gets for paint, it looks pretty good. So
yeah, it's 300 or so paint apps, they said that it entails. Crazy. And I was reading on Rebel Scum forums, there's someone who was able to pick that up from the Canada store, that the degree itself, it includes a little antenna that plugs into the backpack, and when you're removing it from the package, if you're not careful, you might not notice it, and you throw the package away, and you end up throwing away the antenna that's supposed to go with it, because it's not permanently affixed to the trooper's backpack. So he was saying that I think someone mentioned that because he was posting some loose pictures right out of the package, and someone was asking, well, where's the antenna? And the guy's like, oh, I threw it away. So I went back, rummaged through his garbage in order to get that back. So yeah, it's one of those little accessories that you might forget about if you're not paying attention. What else? Let's see. There's been some decent clearances going on here in the US in most stores, Target, Toys R Us, or not Toys R Us, but Walmart. A lot of stuff is 50 to 75% off starting now at Target. Black Series figures from like Rogue One on is like, they're down to like $4.94 a piece, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sadly, Zuvio goes for twice that price still. It's still about $9.98 here in the US, whereas Jin, figures that are a year newer than that figure are half as much. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. I think that may be to do with volume. They've maybe get more Jin, I would suggest, than they have Zuvio, but yeah, it doesn't make sense, does it? That would be the other way around. Oh, yeah. God, that's nuts.
It's just, Target's got their whole, proprietary DPCI system that they assign to certain assortments and waves of figures, and it's just kind of gotten all mixed up, and I don't know. I think they've missed the boat on clearing out some of that older. There's still Fins and, like I said, Zuvio's still hanging around on end caps of Target. There's no reason those should still be around.
It's a shame because a lot of stores I still see. I saw Fins today, like 4 of them, and I thought you gotta get rid of these, otherwise you're never going to get new stock. But
yeah,
stores don't do that. A lot of stores just
hang on to it. There's a deal this week about the Rey, the Where's Rey whole campaign. There was a Monopoly fiasco that kind of happened I guess it was during The Force Awakens, when they issued a Force Awakens Monopoly set, and there were all male character pieces in there. There were no pieces for Rey. So there was a whole clamoring for, why is there not a Jin? I keep saying a Rey character piece.
We know what you mean. Don't worry.
Yeah, in there, and Hasbro came back and said, "Oh, we'll reissue this set and we'll insert her later." And basically, they said they're not going to do that due to lack of interest. I guess apparently now Hasbro did in fact make the piece. They're just not repackaging the set, at least in the US. They are overseas apparently. But if you really want that Rey token or game piece, you can call the customer service at Hasbro and get it. You have to jump through a couple hoops. You have to provide the UPC from your game. You can't just call up and say, I want the Jin piece and not have the game that it goes with. I tried. So you have to have a couple different numbers from the box in order to get the piece, and they will send it to you. So,
I mean, she is the star of the. She's the central character of the movie.
Yeah, I could see why it wasn't included. I mean, it's really weird that she wasn't in the first place, but I don't know. It's
Rey, BB-8, Kylo. Oh,
yeah, because I think in the set, when they released it, I think it had Kylo Ren, Finn, Luke, and Vader. I think those were the character pieces in it.
What? It's a Force Awakens set, though.
I know. Yeah.
Hasbro, what are you doing?
So who knows? If you really want the piece, you can get it by calling Hasbro customer service or emailing them. A little bit of Black Series news here. Didn't really have I don't have a link here to show or talk about, but received a little bit of info tonight that confirmed that there's going to be 2 waves available on September 1st for the Black Series to tie with The Last Jedi. Each wave is going to be composed of 8 figures. There'll be some, duplicates in there. There'll be like 7 of one figure, or 7 figures, and then one of them they'll have 2 of in there. Wave 2 will have some carry forwards, but have some additional new figures in it. So that's kind of confirming some of the rumors that have been out there before. Like Hera is going to be part of that first assortment and first wave of figures that come out on the 1st of September. Figures like Luke and Rey, Kylo Ren, who else? Thrawn, Stormtrooper, Vader, supposed to be out there. I think there was a couple others too, I can't recall. But obviously, being tied to The Last Jedi, you could pretty much guess as to what figures will be available on that first assortment. So let's see, what else do we have? That's kind of it for the Hasbro news, really. There's been it's mostly been stuff that we've been trying to catch up on for the past couple months, with Hasbro trying to get stuff to retail and just people trying to find things. I think I'll kind of.
Sorry, when you go.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think there was some fear in the time we've been off here about the whole channel suddenly drying up and no stock being available, but it's kind of been there. It's just, of course, the figures, it's always like every wave, like Revan or Boba Fett or whatever it may be. It seems Han and R2 have been the go-to figures really for a lot of people, the most pricey of all. The others seem to have turned up in fair quantities, but again, let us know. Leave a comment in the video. Tell us what's going on with you.
Let's see. That brings us to Hot Toys and Sideshow, Gentle Giant, those good things. Earlier this week, Hot Toys revealed their Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight figure, which is, it's been a long time since Sideshow had done a Jedi Knight figure. This is the first for Hot Toys, but looks pretty good. The likeness is really pretty decent. The sculpt, the clothing, the soft goods is all really good. The only thing I don't like about the figure is the mouth. It's kind of weird. It suffers from the Captain America look to me.
It's a kind of neutral mouth for all these scenes, I guess. God, that's a weird thing.
Something weird about seeing the teeth. I just don't. I'd rather have a more neutral pose. I mean, that's pretty neutral, but having the mouth just slightly open just looks weird to me.
It almost kind of begs to have had a couple of heads done, but I guess that's more money. For me, the one thing that I felt about it was, and apologies to people who this is like this figure, but the first thing I thought was Robot Chicken. It just has this kind of like a head look on it. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me. It just, of it's in the photography, and that's a great looking pose. And I guess, I mean, Luke's hair was crazily blow dried to death in that scene.
He had a lot of product in.
So, but I mean, it's solid. It's solid, but there's a few niggles, like you're saying. I mean, I think even the Han Solo and Stormtrooper that came out for the recent kind of time, and a lot of controversy was on the face. We talked about, I think, that in the last show. So yeah, look, that's a really nice touch with the hand.
Yep.
You get the Jedi cloak as well. You've got this different stands there for the kind of Endor Imperial base and the Jabba's palace piece. I mean, that's, and the little white flap.
Yep.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and some of the pictures as well, you get kind of a preview of some upcoming ones as well, because they have the Emperor that's seated there in his throne. That isn't they haven't done a Hot Toys Emperor before.
Yeah, let's go back to that. That's true. Yeah, there you go. Sitting in the darkness.
And then they haven't done a Return of the Jedi Darth Vader either.
That's very true. Well spotted. And did you determine whether it was the same chest console?
It's definitely different. Definitely different than the A New Hope version that just came out earlier this year. So it's pretty nice, though.
Yeah, it's nice.
So that went up for pre-order already this week. That or was it yesterday or today? It all blurs together.
Recently,
yeah. So Luke is now available for pre-order. So if you want that, you could get that. I think they do have the flex pay plans on that. If you're don't want to bite it off all in one chunk, you can spread it out over some time. It doesn't come out for like another year, so you've got some time to save on that.
Definitely.
Sideshow also put up some pre-orders for the Snowtrooper Commander, which is a very cool figure. They've done the Snowtrooper along with the E-Web cannon before, but this is now Sideshow's take on the Commander figure, which has a distinct helmet and chest piece and back piece and holster and all that stuff. So again, a very nice figure.
That'll be popular. And he was in the movie very briefly on the AT-AT.
Yep.
It's nice. Unlike the last Stormtrooper, Snowtroopers, which we had, was the Battlefront kind of not well, I guess they are canon, but not quite canon. That's nice. There's some really nice touches on that, actually. The gloves and front of the gloves, which I don't recall seeing before. That's nice. It's a really
the regular Snowtroopers don't have those.
Yeah, I thought that. That's a little different communicator as well.
Yeah.
That's a nice piece.
It's very cool.
Yeah, that is very cool.
Yeah, for a time, I did have the regular Snowtroopers along with the E-Web cannon. I sold them a while back. They came out a couple years ago, but yeah, this is pretty cool.
Lots of toys and not enough money.
Yes, absolutely. A couple other Sideshow pieces here. There was the Sideshow K2SO premium format figure. They put up for a preview. It's not available to pre-order yet, but I would guess in the next couple weeks they'll have that ready to go.
Comes with a swap-out head with red eyes. I'm kidding.
Worst idea.
I know. It was really weird, that one. But yeah, everyone's done a good job in this so far. I mean, Hasbro did a really good job. There's a few things not quite kosher with the movie, but it was still a great figure. And premium format just looks again like everyone's doing a really good job of the K2SOs. So it's a very nice figure indeed.
That's going to be a pretty large piece as well. I mean, K2's not a small figure by any means. So what else? There was the Tamashii Nations. They had an advertisement I saw posted in a magazine for the upcoming Darth Maul figure, the movie realization Darth Maul, which is part of their. Did I put that in the show notes?
Yeah, I did. Maybe I've got.
Yep, it should be right there under. There you go. It's part of the Japan kind of feudal samurai line of figures.
Yep, we saw pictures of this. This on the shelf at Star Wars Celebration. I can't remember. We definitely saw pictures.
I don't remember. I think there might have been
posters or something. They had something
yeah.
about it, but yeah, crazy looking. It is nuts.
Very cool. It's got like a mask, a removable mask, and I like the treatment of the lightsaber that looks like blades.
They've really taken this line, this kind of samurai-like line, to just whole new levels, which I didn't think they could have went to, but very impressive.
Yep, it's very cool.
10th anniversary. Wow.
Yep. What else was there? There was the a couple days ago, there was a preview of the new Elite series figures from Disney that are available currently now at D23. These are essentially like the 10-inch figures. These aren't the die-cast ones that are blowing out for like $5 a piece at most Disney stores. These aren't the 10-inch ones aren't doing all that much better at Disney stores. I think they're around $8, $10, but they're slightly different than their non-exclusive releases. Like Leia is all new, for example. Vader they've done before.
And we've seen the Rey before, I believe.
Yeah, I think Rey is a new outfit. She's got her Resistance outfit. The one they had before was her regular Jakku outfit. Kylo Ren is essentially the same, other than he's got his unmasked head. There was the Jin with Krennic. Krennic is not exclusive to the set, as far as I can tell. Jin has her Edu gear, which has the helmet and the poncho.
Yep.
Her regular figure didn't have that, but these are like $80 for the 2-pack, and they're limited to like 1,000 pieces, I think. It's kind of spendy.
Didn't that Krennic was out before in this exact same?
Yep. There's, like I said, I don't think there's much difference between this and the one that came out before.
Well, I smell clearance.
But see, these are D23 exclusives, so I think you can only get them at the Disney store there. Like, these aren't going to be nationwide.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
So you pay a little bit through the nose for those.
Exclusive.
Yeah,
that's nice. I think the Carrie Fisher, they seem to have captured an almost perfect, really, for that scale and that size, I think, of Carrie for, come on, Nerdist. It looked a little good. It looked quite a good sculpt, I think.
Yep.
Oh, it's taking forever to load.
All
right. Moving on.
Let's see. Oh, there she is. Yeah, it's a decent likeness, I would say.
It looks like an older Carrie, but it's still a very good sculpt. Anyway, and a good Vader.
Oh, let's see. There were Gentle Giant has some exclusives that are going to be available next week at San Diego Comic-Con. There's an exclusive statue featuring Leia, once again. This is a holographic version. Pretty decent. It lights up, I think. Can't recall.
Would make sense.
Yeah.
9-inch, 1/8 scale statue, $140. There's light up functionality for full holographic effect. And film appropriate sound clip.
Yeah. So she goes through her whole, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, or our only hope kind of deal.
770 of the statues will be made as a tribute to the 77 release.
Yeah. Not bad. And if you scroll down a little bit farther on that page, you'll see the other exclusive is the Concept Han Solo mini bust. originally conceived by Ralph McQuarrie.
There we go.
So I think with this release, that pretty much completes all of the concept main characters.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
From Star Wars.
Did we get the R2? We did. Yeah, we did.
Well, no, not in bust form. I don't think we've got C-3PO, the Stormtrooper, Vader, Luke. Have we? I
thought you got a 2-pack. I don't know. I thought there was a 2-pack of those guys. The arms kind of.
Oh, I don't recall. Maybe. But yeah, there's been quite a few of the Gentle Giant seems to save the McQuarrie stuff for San Diego Comic-Con. Like they had Chewbacca last year, I believe.
That's right.
So
it makes sense. It's not, I would think.
Yep. So those will be again available at the show, and I think they're available now for pre-order for Premium Guild members. So if you're one of those, you can pick one of those up if they haven't sold out, pre-sold out. I think then finally in the import and miscellaneous category, we have the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive prototype Boba Fett. This is again one of those movie realization figures. Toy Arc got their hands on an early sample, and essentially it is for sure a repaint of the original Boba Fett that came out, which is awesome.
Yep.
I definitely have to find a way to get this.
It is. Yeah, me too. It just looks so cool in the white. It's just something about it. It's just awesome. It was a great figure to begin with. So
yeah, it's an amazingly detailed and articulated and painted figure. I just love the colors of it. The original Fett.
Now, the cost of the original Boba was around the kind of $80, $90 US dollars from memory originally. But I mean, this being San Diego, I think this could push up towards 200.
Yeah, it's going to be spendy. They say that it's going to be available through some of the Bandai exclusive account sites. I'm not sure exactly what those are. If those are, sites like Hobby Link Japan or some of those others, but hopefully they'll find a way to get it to average people versus those that have to be in attendance to San Diego Comic-Con or those that live in Japan.
I know. It's a nice piece.
Yeah, I need it for my prototype Boba Fett shelf.
I just need it because it's Boba.
Yep.
Yep, gotta get that one. Gotta get that one. It's a beautiful piece.
Let's see, what else? Moving on to Lego, we're not really going to show them because of the Lego lawyers. They should have. Do they have Lego lawyer mini bricks? Because they should probably make those.
They should.
There's a bunch of.
I feel it's like.
I was gonna say there are a bunch of Lego sets that came out, or not came out, but leaked out earlier this week from The Last Jedi. Basically everything that's going to be available on Force Friday, different vehicles, ranging in size, and minifigures and those buildable figures and a lot of stuff. For most of the people I've been talking to, they've really split. Their opinions are split as far as the designs of some of the vehicles from The Last Jedi. It's like some are very strange and don't feel quote unquote Star Wars. I don't know.
It's definitely unusual. They're very different for sure. Once we see the movie, we'll really kind of understand it more. Something like the visual guides will really get a bit more of a background. But
it's
7, 8 movies, they're allowed to change things up a little bit. So
and seeing things out of context on a box or just a generic glam shot of a product, it's tough to get the full grasp of what they're doing in the film. If who knows, maybe some of them have like 5 seconds of screen time, who knows. But
yep,
it'll be interesting to see how they all pan out. The minifigures look great for the most part. So
a few spoilers, I guess.
Yep.
Snoke and others.
Yep. You know, you get to see what Kylo Ren's ship looks like, his new ship from the film, which is a pretty cool design. Some of the walkers. But if you really want to see what they look like, you could just basically Google The Last Jedi Lego, and you'll find them in about 2 seconds. So
it's not worth posting it because, and if anyone's out there, if you don't know and you're considering posting them, be careful because we know of quite a few people, and I've had it too. I think I don't know if you've had it.
Yep.
Tend to be like and not Smithers, Mr. Burns just released the hounds, just kind of they bark at you and shout at you, and threaten you, and so yeah, Lego lawyers are not great. So
Yep. Let's see. Moving on to Funko stuff we can actually talk about, even though they haven't really officially confirmed any of this. There's a list that has come out that's been called by a few different people. May the Funko be with you, or if you follow them on Twitter, Instagram. They've kind of put together a list. It's not 100% confirmed, but it's nearly confirmed of some of the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive pops that are shared with various retailers. The first one being Walmart. They have the Combat Driver, which is from Rogue One. Got Snoke, which is the larger 6-inch type figure. That's available, or will be available through Amazon.com. There's placeholder link pages with some of those links. Target is said to be getting the Bodhi Rook pop from Rogue One, which has been a long time coming. And GameStop is getting the holographic Leia with R2 2-pack.
That R2 is new.
Yes.
That is a new design. So if other people are thinking, oh, it's just the same old R2 repacked, it's not. I believe it's got a twisty head.
Yep, the head bobbles versus the body, which I'm glad they changed the design because they look terrible out of the package because they stand up too tall.
Yes, yes,
like
they do.
Chopper and the Astromech.
Yes,
in
absolutely
general. So yeah, this design is far better. So
yep, cool. Get ready, folks.
Couple other exclusives that are going to be coming out here soon. Walmart has got a couple exclusive 3-packs that are coming out, which pretty much blew everyone away when they revealed those a couple weeks back. There's an Ewok set that has Tebu, Chief Chirpa, and Logray in it. The designs are like crazy good.
They are good. They are good. There's some characters you don't often see.
Yeah. And then these are late July, early August. The second set has Lobot, Ugnaught, and Bestman Security Guard with a nice handlebar mustache.
I know.
So those are great.
Yep. Wait for the variant Bestman Guard and white, and then alien, and then there's an Asian one, and then there's, oh my god.
Yeah.
Cool.
You have the purple apron, Ugnaught.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Don't give them ideas.
Let's see what else. D23, which is going on right now, has a couple sets of exclusive Dorbs. These are the first in the line of Dorbs for the Star Wars license. They have a Han Solo on Tauntaun. Very similar to what they did for the Smuggler's Bounty.
That's very similar indeed.
But again, this is their first dive into that particular style. And then they have a 3-pack of Cantina figures that has vintage-esque Greedo, Walrus Man, and Snaggletooth, which are awesome.
The blue Snaggletooth's coming at one point. So
you would think so.
I would lay money on it.
I like that Funko really is embracing the whole 40th anniversary, even though it's not specifically called out on this product.
Yep.
They did the vintage 3-pack of Pops that was exclusive to Walmart earlier this year. that had because that had Greedo, Walrus Man, and Hammerhead in it.
That's right.
So
that's right.
And those all had the vintage Kenner colorations as part of their design. So yeah, I do like that Funko is continuing to revisit that era.
The Tauntaun looks as if he's kind of well popping one out the other end. Maybe he just looks a little.
He's relaxed.
Yeah, he's a little tense, I think, at this delivery moment, but it's just that little way he's got his face here. I don't know, very odd.
It's the trademark design of the Dorbs line where they're.
Oh, I know that.
They're totally smiling.
But the Tauntaun looks particularly as if he's squatting to camera. Anyway, sorry, my mind's in the gutter. Moving on swiftly.
Moving on, a couple more pop things here. Pop Home has another mug that's coming out. I surprisingly use the mugs that have come in the Smuggler's Bounty set. I use them like every day, like the Jabba and the C-3PO. I have coffee every day in them, and I happen to have 2 sets of each of those. So I have a set of each at work that I drink coffee out of. But they're having this prototype Boba Fett mug that is unbelievably awesome. I don't know if I want to use it though, because it being white and having coffee in it.
Sure, for sure. It'll be a dirty Boba. Absolutely.
I have to get 2 or 3. Yeah. I don't know.
It's very nice. It will go very, very well with your other Boba Fett white stuff. So,
white, yeah. So that's supposed to be coming out here next month. So look forward to seeing that at probably Target. That's the only place they ever see the mugs. What else? We don't have a real link here, but I've seen on social media, Twitter and Instagram, that the Commander Cody pop that's exclusive to Walgreens has started to surface at those stores.
That's right. It's out here. I think I reviewed it recently. So in fact, I did review it recently. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to find that yet. It hasn't shown up around here. I don't hit Walgreens a lot, maybe once a week, but hopefully I find it here shortly.
It did say mid-July was the kind of supposed release date.
Around the 16th, I think.
Close to, yeah. But it's a beautiful pop if you haven't seen it yet, folks. Yeah. It's definitely amazing in hand. And the helmet's so heavy, it just sits on the shoulders, and it's gorgeous. It's very nice.
There was one more pop to talk about. I saw one of my friends on Twitter had shared this. FYE apparently is getting an exclusive pop. I'm not sure. It'll probably be available around Force Friday. Chewbacca is getting another flocked treatment for The Last Jedi.
Oh, okay.
So that's coming out through FYE. Someone posted a receipt with the pre-order, where you could put the $5 deposit down on a pre-order for the product. And it said Episode 8 Chewbacca flocked on it. So apparently that's not really a secret any longer.
Didn't we just we've got a flocked Chewie in bounty boxes, didn't we?
Yeah, I think that was in the first or second Smuggler's Bounty box. A flocked one.
Changed that much, and
and I think there was a flocked one available before that.
What? Okay.
So they like the flocked Chewie.
They do.
Let's see. Moving on. This was something that had leaked out earlier this evening. This was posted on Walmart.com. I don't imagine this is going to be up for too much longer, but it's still up as of right now. There is a Last Jedi pinball. It's like a tabletop pinball set by JackSpecific. And if you zoom into the image, you can see some pretty high quality depictions of some of the characters from the movie that we haven't seen yet. Yeah, there's some of the red elite guards from the film on the top portion of that game, and then there are some shots of another type of stormtrooper in there. Get another shot of Kylo Ren. And in the lower left, well, obviously you see Rey there in her new outfit, and R2 in the lower left with some of the little birds that were rumored to be in the film. So yeah, if you hunt around in the code there and get the super high res images, you could see like huge, like 50 meg.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
That big? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Pretty cool. You have to see some
they always do. They always get
troopers or at least those guards in action to see how they come across, because it's pretty divided as far as what people think of their design in the film.
Yeah. No, I agree with
that. This was another exclusive that is going to come out here for San Diego Comic-Con next week from JackSpecific. This was a pretty unique piece, and I thought this was actually very cool, even though it's one of those, big figs that don't really seem to sell all that well at retail. This one is painted in such a way that it's hard not to want it.
I know. It just screams classic Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah, it's painted in the classic Hildebrandt Brothers poster style, the original poster for Star Wars. It's very well done. It's very artistic. It's very impressionistic almost of that poster, and the packaging just completely sells the entire thing. So
give me the whole line. I'll buy like that. I mean, it's just. That's the one thing, is that every movie we tend to get, the movie specific packaging, The Last Jedi, The Force Awakens. In the past we've had the Rex on the Hasbro box and Darth Maul. Right. Nothing beats classic, good quality packaging, and we don't get enough of it. We don't get enough. It's beautiful. It really is nice.
And this is one of the, I think that's one of the 20-inch figures. So
it's huge.
Yeah. So it's got lights and sounds as well. And this final one here, let's see, what is it? It's where am I at here? Figure Shield. I've seen you've been sharing some different what is it? Retro Protection. Is that the one you've been sharing lately? The clamshells.
What are you talking about? Retro Protection is the company that that I've been using.
This one is a new one that's in production. Figure Shield. This one was started by Justin from over at Star Wars Action News and Marvelicious Toys.
Oh, is it his?
Yep. This is his.
Oh, okay.
So he's making the Star Wars 40th anniversary style clamshells for this company. Well, it's his company. So
there seems to be. I didn't realize that there seems to be an ad or something here. That's why this is blocked. But yeah, so pre-orders open US only at the moment. Clams. Yeah, I think these are nice. Don't get me wrong; these are very nice and very reminiscent of the older kind of style that we got for 3.75. That used to have a kind of Imperial crest logo on one side and Rebel on the other. I think the problem for me certainly is the height. That just adds a couple more inches I don't have in shelves.
Right.
Otherwise, I'd buy them. They look really good. They look really nice.
Yep, they're very cool. And then he plans on doing them for, well, it's not 100% confirmed yet, but when the vintage collection line comes back for 2018, he's thinking of expanding to include that. Hope that's his hope anyway. Not 100% sure on that.
Didn't realize it was Justin.
Yep.
All good.
Very cool. So what else do we have here? Last couple bits. Tomorrow, apparently, that's the rumor anyway, that we'll get to see kind of like the behind the scenes footage or sizzle reel or something for The Last Jedi at D23. It'll be finally good to see something from that film. It seems like kind of dry as far as images. You know, I think the last thing we really saw was the photo spread from Vanity Fair. Was really the last Jedi stuff we got to see that was new. So I'm sure we'll get to see. I don't know if they'll probably show a trailer for those that are in attendance tomorrow. I don't know if they're going to release it widely to everyone. So there'll be some sort of description or some sort of play-by-play that we'll get to hear about tomorrow, I'm sure.
No, I imagine so. Yeah, I must admit, I mean, the Last Jedi trailer, or the teaser trailer, I should say, was good, but it just didn't do anything like the Force Awakens teaser trailer did for me in terms of the nostalgia and bringing things back. So I'm desperate to kind of see more.
Yep.
So give us more, Kathleen Kennedy.
Right.
Let's see it.
We're getting new Star Wars every year, but we want to see more.
I want to see more. More.
Let's see. Back right before 4th of July here in the U.S., they started airing those small little shorts on YouTube and Disney Channel for the Forces of Destiny. Did you, by any chance, get to watch all of those?
I did. I mean, clearly they were definitely there for kind of a younger audience, some of them. Although some of them, the later ones, I think, appealed to old farts like me.
Right.
And us, yes. IG-88 made an appearance. Oops, spoiler, maybe. Not really.
Not really.
Nothing really happens. But look, they're fun. I mean, I think it screams as a kind of test bed for an animation for a kind of to see the response and gauge the response. And I think that's what it'll do. And then perhaps we can maybe get a full-blown series or something devoted to it. But I think as a standalone, they were fun. It kind of reminds me of Genndy Tartakovsky, but I think they were in a whole other range of quality in my mind animation-wise than these were. These are relatively simple pieces, I think. I think that would be not unfair to say. But what did you think? I liked them.
I liked them. I thought they were pretty entertaining. I haven't, surprisingly, I haven't shown them to my kids yet.
Okay.
But I'm surprised, now that I've seen them and kind of taken them in and digested them a little bit, I'm surprised that Hasbro devoted the resources to making product to tie with it.
You surprised that they did that?
Yeah, I mean, just if it doesn't go beyond these shorts or whatever they are, I'm surprised that they went ahead and made figures to go along with it.
Well, I mean, I think Hasbro have kind of done this in some ways before. Mask, G.I. Joe Renegades. That was an amazing cartoon series that just died for a very quiet line, really, even in G.I. So I don't think it's not in Transformers. It's not unusual for them to do this. And I think probably Lucasfilm and Disney have obviously got their part interest in it too. So I think between them and Hasbro, they're more collaborative on it and maybe splitting the cost, because animation is costly and time consuming and voice talent. And,
especially voice talent, because they brought back all of the original actors and actresses for that. So
Sabine and Ahsoka and all the others. But it's fun. I mean, any content is good content. I think it's harmless. It was, some of them were definitely a little bit like dry. I think the Rey ones tended to be they felt a little odd. But I felt the other ones with the later ones with Ahsoka and Jin, and particularly the last few with Sabine, etc. They felt as if there's a little more story going on. And IG-88, for example, I was like, wow, that was interesting. So I don't know.
Well, obviously we're gonna see some more too, because there's a Luke and a Yoda, and
That's right.
Hera hasn't been shown yet, and stuff like that. So I think there's room for it to expand and grow. And like I said, I think they might expand beyond the 3-minute little shorts that they're doing. But it's a good first effort, and I think it has a lot of potential, I think.
And they're canon.
Right. And they're not just doing, toys and dolls. They're doing the role play stuff. They're tying in clothing, and so they're making a whole campaign around it. So I think, that's cool and good that they're trying to tie into that younger audience, and it like I said, it's got a lot of potential. So hopefully they continue on, and hopefully it expands to something a little bit longer than those little short vignettes that they have.
I know there's a lot of fanboys out there that would that were not happy with this line, and Jesus, some people really spat the dummy about it. But I'll put my hand up. I did think the Chewbacca was, from the get-go, absolutely awful. But Chewbacca's never been done well by even Hot Toys, I think. So he's a tough character to do, so I'll give them credit for that. But I think they deserve credit for doing something different. And let's face it, it's not going to harm anybody to get. You don't have to buy them, so don't lose your dignity and integrity about it. Freak out and bitch about everybody just because you don't like the toys.
Right.
Get your piece and just don't buy them, and then that'll be the end of it. But God, some people went just off on one. It's like, it's a toy. Anyway, sorry.
Anyway, let's see. I think that kind of wraps up the news and stuff for this past couple months. As far as reviews and new acquisitions and stuff, how have you been doing this past couple weeks?
Oh my goodness, so much stuff. A lot of Marvel as usual, a lot of 6-inch stuff. Marvel Legends, Spider-Man stuff was recently done. Not much. Star Wars has not really been a lot. Commander Cody's the first thing that pops into my head.
Your YouTube channel's been very busy with your reviews that you've been posting, so I've been following those.
Thank you, man. I don't have enough time to get all the toys I've got reviewed, but I try. It's good fun doing. I've met a lot of people around the globe. I went to a toy store the other day, and the guy recognized me, and we ended up striking up a friendship, and we're talking for hours and texting back and forth, and he's showing me his collection. And so it's amazing the things that it's a wonderful thing to do to connect with people. But toy wise, no, Commander Cody's probably the only Star Wars thing I've reviewed. It's all Hasbro stuff, but yeah, a few 40th anniversary, just getting a look at them, the retro protection packaging, Marvel Legends Falcon and that Spider-Man wave, but that's a completely different discussion. So no Star Wars for me. What about you?
It's been kind of quiet on that front. Like I said earlier, I've been picking up a lot of the 40th anniversary collection figures for myself and friends and family, just to help them out. Not a whole lot. Otherwise, I did mention this morning or yesterday that I picked up some Lego sets that I had found on clearance at Walmart. Some of those small little the microfighter sets on clearance for $5 from Rogue One. Managed to pick up those finally. So yeah, it's been pretty quiet on the acquisition front, so that's fine. I'm preparing for when the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives go up for sale and Force Friday in a couple weeks or months.
Well, it is. From San Diego Comic-Con on, D23 to be fair, on, it's just loony time now, all the way up to kind of September, and then it really just dies off because it's Christmas. So this is the nutty time for lots of new toys and reveals. So stay tuned. I guess we'll be doing more shows because there'll be more stuff. So I think with that wraps up this week's show. We'll probably be back in a couple weeks once we kind of digest what goes on and happens and reveals with San Diego Comic-Con. But until then, you can find me at Yakface.com, online, also on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. How about you, Flyguy? Yeah, Flyguy.net. All the links to YouTube and Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff are there.
Excellent. So until next time, we will see you on the webs.
See you.